why I went back downstairs.
Good morning, all. Welcome to the Tax and Tourism Coordinating Meeting for March 19th. We'll call the roll. No, we don't have to call the roll. I need a motion to approve February 20th, 2024 Tourism Tax Coordinating Meeting. Mr. Rossi. Got a second? Mr. Strainer. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Passed. Privilege to the floor. Anybody from the public would like to make any comments first before we get going? Seeing none, we'll move on. The action and agenda. You want to take care of that now?
So we've got four applications, three applicants, should I say. So Dave, I saw you in here. There you go, Dave. If you wouldn't mind talking about, actually, would you like to do both at the same time since he's the same person? How would you like to
Yeah, he
proceed?
can do it. Well, actually, let's do one at a time.
Okay.
Improve it.
So if you can give us just a quick overview of your new yoga event, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody's probably familiar with Adirondack Independence.
Can you get up to the
Excellent. If
mic,
you wouldn't
please?
mind joining the mic, that would be wonderful. That way we can hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody's familiar with Adirondack because it's the 10th year, so I'll go right to our first year event, which is the Anahata Nada, which means no unbroken spirit and eternal Om. It's all lingo of yogis, which I am not. I will tell you, I know nothing about yoga, but I'm working with the people from Wanderlust. So if you look up Wanderlust, it's the biggest yoga festival in the country. And they love Lake George. So they've been after me for 3 years and I finally gave in. So that's going to be our third event for the year, bringing me up to like $1 million in budgets. and more. So I can tell you that we're going to have all kinds of instructors. We're going to have all kinds of wellness. I have a chiropractor bus. We have acupuncture coming, all kinds of good food, nutritionists, yoga classes. We're going to try to do some paddle boating, paddle boarding off Dog Beach, and music. But 3 days, pretty big budget for a first year event. I think I put down 150 estimated, which will probably end up going closer to 200. Memorial Meltdown, I want to give you an update. I added $140,000 to that budget by getting $200,000 headliners. So that should be pretty big this year. And it's our 10th year for Adirondack, so we're going big again with that. So everything's probably going to be bigger than what I have in the sheets, but we like to be conservative. We like to not inflate our numbers for you. I think they're very conservative on our post-event reports. I kind of yell at my guys sometimes. I say, I think people spend a lot more money than you're putting down. They want to hear it, but it's good to be conservative, you know, I'm not inflating stuff. Show me the money.
Okay, well, you had requested 40,000.
And I appreciate, I mean, this is like 10 years I've been coming in front of you guys. I appreciate all the help. It's,
Right, we
Would've
worked
been
with
time
you
going
on
back.
this and we got it down to 30,000. So that would be the recommendation to this committee is 30,000.
for which, oh, for the yoga?
Yeah, We've
Oh,
got to
yeah.
do one at a time.
Gotta do one at a
Oh,
time.
okay,
First one.
perfect.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I need a motion to approve the 30,000, Mr. Grassi. I need a second. Mr. Bean is a second. Any questions on this? This is new, so we'll have to learn what goes on this summer with it. All right, all in favor? All right, opposed? All right, that one's bad. Give us a little on the second one now.
Sure, Adirondack is the 10th year. That's 3 days. And last year we were 600 people light on Saturday and Sunday, which was a little crushing, but we had fish come up and do Travers Weekend in Saratoga. So anybody that came up for fish and spent $1 zillion wasn't coming back the next weekend. But we broke even and even made a couple thousand. It was a lot of work to make a couple $1,000, you know, it's about 2,000 hours of planning. That goes into these. We're doing 22 bands, 2 bigger stages this year, I believe. Which those rentals are like 22,000 each. You know, I can't really say who's playing, but it's some of the same and some new. We can't say anything until contracts are signed. But it's gonna be definitely bigger than it was. It's our 10th year, so we're celebrating a 10th year anniversary, which would have been last year, but we didn't do 2020. So I still would celebrate 9. I like the number 9 better than number 10. Divisible by 3. Does that make sense to anybody? What else would you like to know? I mean, it's all in the reports, like we sell a ton of rooms. I think what? I didn't go back over my numbers and it's been so long, but it's a lot. And I think it's more than we say, honestly. I know we rent probably 200 ourselves, maybe, no, something like that.
All right,
So
you
it's
went
in the
on,
thousands. It might be in the 2000s, might be. in the
on this thing,
3000s.
you started in, with 20,000, you went to 45. This year, you're asking for 50. We've already discussed it with you.
Yeah,
We're dropping it down to 30 because we're just trying to conserve a little.
okay, yeah, so split, if you would, split that, do the yoga for 20 and the Adirondack for 40. Yoga's got a much lower budget. I think I put that in an email.
Have to redo that. Well,
Well, then do whatever you want.
Yeah,
we'd have to do
I'll,
the re-
I'll divvy it up how I have to.
We already approved the one, so you're gonna get that.
Yeah, that's fine.
money
I can-
total,
I'll just
all
do it
right?
with-
So I need a motion
Thanks
to
for
go
that.
ahead with this, Mr. Bean. A second, Mr. Strassi. So it's gonna be 30,000. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Thank you for your time and thank you
You
for
guys.
working with us
Thank you
this
very
For
week.
all the help over the years, I probably wouldn't still be here if you didn't help. Good luck.
Great. Got a pen? All right, next
So
up,
next on our list, Renee, there you are. Thank you.
So I'm gonna do something you're never supposed to do, and I'm gonna let Kevin go first and then follow him. So it's a huge foul on my part, but you'll want to hear from Kevin first.
I'd just like to thank you for having me here today in Special Olympics, New York. I'd like to say I've been a Special Olympic athlete for 50 years. I compete in softball, volleyball, bowling, and track and field. And I love to compete because I like to show the people what Special Olympics is about. But I'd like to thank Warren County for all your support for 4 games this year. Because if it wasn't for you or your support and us competing, I wouldn't have these medals on me today. And have a good day. Thank you.
See what I mean? Huge mistake on my part, but Kevin's, we're asking this year, we are committing to do another 3 years in Glens Falls for our fall games, fall state games, which brings thousands of athletes from across the state here to Warren County to participate in our fall season. We are once again asking for $50,000 to help underwrite the significant budget that we're spending in this region. And with that being said, thank you for your past support. We hope to make Glens Falls area our home for the coming years. Do you guys have any questions in regards to our proposal?
all right, the only thing, I'm just saying, we were gonna knock it down to 40, but in our discussions, we don't want to lose Special Olympics in Warren County. So we're giving you the 50, or the board, this group might give you the 50. And we hope you very much have success with it.
We love being here. Thank you so much.
All right, Mr. Stroud, and a second, Mr. Bean. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. You got the money.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then our last, Gerald?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. Hey, Betty. Hi, everybody. My name's Gerald Davidow. I'm here with Lake George Dinner Theater. We're going into our 57th season this year. Last year was the best season we've had in 10 years, largely due to us bringing back our hit Sheer Madness. This year, we're hoping to match, even exceed that, because we're doing a musical on our stage for the first time in over 30 years. A great show called I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change, which was it's a great title. It was the second longest running musical in off-Broadway history. We sold over 5,800 tickets last year. Like I said, we're hoping to do better this year. We're already way ahead of our estimates last year on group sales. Sales aren't open to the public yet, but we do sell groups, and we have over 900 tickets sold. And with your help, we're looking forward to another great summer here in Lake George. Any questions?
All right, any questions? Great presentation. You started with 5, you went to 12, you asked for 15. The committee brought it down to 10. I hope you can accept that. If not, we can discuss more, but,
We will happily accept that.
all right, that sounds good. I need a motion on that. Mr. Bean, Mr. Stroud, No, not, Mr. Stroud, did you have any?
No.
No. Mr.
Second. Dave,
Strainer?
I tried to
Second.
make it look like Stroud. did it.
All right. All right. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Vinny.
Um,
Well, how much?
One moment, I'll give you
Okay.
that number, that's 120.
We have one other resolution to pass a motion.
120.
We have to move 120,000 from the reserve into our tourism budget to cover some of this stuff here. Tax budget. Mr. Stroud, Mr. Strainer, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass. Good job. Now we'll move into the other part of our. All right. All right, we're gonna do the Winter Coalition, yeah. Gonna go first, and any information you can give us. Back to this resolution.
Well, I don't have a lot in today's presentation because we are gearing up for the end of the year to give you a full-blown, complete data analysis. There's some things in here that I would like to review with you. In reviewing with Heather, our obligation on the contracts, it came to our attention that we did not give you December ticket sales or February ticket sales. We only gave you January. So what I gave you is a look at the ticket sales from November all the way through March 9th. And they're month by month in here. You'll notice that the green are the scanned tickets and the blue are the unscanned tickets, or tickets that were bought that were not redeemed. Now, what's not in here is cancellations. And I think what you're seeing in here as you go through this, and it'll be in our full detail, is how the weather affected us. If you look at the amount of people that bought tickets but never even came to redeem them because of the weather. So they're in there month by month, the ticket sales. And then I gave you a sneak preview toward the last page of some of the data that we're using that we're going to present to you in the form of, it's, I think the second to last, it says sneak preview. This is a look at the people that did come to Warren County from December 8th until March 9th and how they moved around the county. And you can see we can track each one of those individual fibers by where they came from, where their point of origin was, where they went to, and whether they were a 1 night, 2 night, 3 nights. And we can set the criteria to give you many different looks at it. What was interesting in this data that you'll see in about a month is that we did have a visitation increase. Even though we were disappointed in the amount of octax that we were able to bring in, we did see the visitation increase. One of the most interesting stats that we came up with was the top point of interest was a religious site. It was up by 13%. And that was Sacred Heart Church. Because if you look at the demographics that we're going to present to you, who came here, where they're from, Sacred Heart had a big increase over that time period. And there's some other interesting stats in there that we'll bring to you. I just want to give you a sampling of it in this report. So I brought you the ticket sales is obligated in the contract. You're going to get about an hour presentation from us within a month. The reason why we're not going to do it today is we're in the middle of surveys and we haven't got all the results back in yet, and we're finalizing some of the data. So with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Thank you very much. This is wonderful. This helps. Appreciate it.
Anybody have any questions? Can I ask a stupid question? On the ones that you have that no show, do they get their money back?
The blue ones, no, they never redeemed or canceled or
So it's still
Just didn't
counted as
show.
money. Okay.
some of that, Gene, been talking with Christian this morning, We had some blips in our scanning procedures, not a lot, but we had a couple days where the scanners were down, so a little bit of that in there as well.
Well, it looks a lot better than it sounds, as far as I look at it, so.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Nobody. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Now we gotta move up the resolution. All right, that's your job. Go ahead.
So, let's see, maybe 2, 3 months ago, we put out an RFP for SEO search engine optimization to find an agency to oversee that. In layman's terms, this is where our website is found and our details on our website, our social media, and anything that's digital. It helps us to understand what words we should use on all of our digital marketing efforts, so that Google can serve us up when someone is searching our area. That's basic layman terms. There's a lot of other ancillary stuff, but we had I think it was over a half a dozen or so applicants. 4 of our members in our office did the scoring. We do a rubric approach. What that is we score based on multiple pieces, such as it's not just based on price, which is something important because we don't want just the lowest bid. We want someone with the most experience, someone who can put us in a competitive level field with other destinations across New York State and other similar destinations to us. And therefore, after the scoring, we have come up with an award for SEO. Let me pull her. It's for Rooted Root. And that is for a total amount of $42,950. That includes a one-time fee of $39.50 for a kickoff and setup, and then from a monthly fee of $32.50 a month. And then I don't believe we need any travel, but we put these in contracts just in case. It's a $75 an hour travel and project fee should we need their request to come here. A lot of things are digital in this world, and because that's the world they live in, I don't foresee this unless we need them to come and do a presentation to this board, which if anyone is open, I will be more than happy to schedule that. So if I could ask that the board look at this and move this forward if you so wish.
And
I will
it is in the budget already.
Oh, yes, this is in the budget, thank you. So we don't need additional funds from everyone, and it's in the tourism budget.
Any questions?
Want to move it first?
I'm sorry.
Want to resolution?
What, any questions first? If there's no questions, then we'll move to a,
Oh, I thought we did that after, but that's all right.
Okay. all right. I need a motion to approve it.
There we
Mr.
go.
Strainer, go ahead. Mr. Bean, second. Now, any
Okay,
questions?
Now I have a question,
All
yes.
right.
You say it's
Sorry.
in the budget. Did we have somebody else before that we're using?
We did not. We
This
did
is
not.
all new?
This is all new, and I highly recommend it specifically with the new website that we have coming up launching very shortly. Because we have a lot of different things and services that we're going to be able to offer via this new website. And it allows us to be more competitive. So it was not in the budget, and Paul, if I could, was it in a previous budget years ago? And not in this last website design, but the previous one, correct?
They did BBG&G. The last one I recall was Workshop
Was
doing
Workshop
SEO.
that did it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't on this last website, but it was in previous websites.
Well, now that you opened up that can of worms, when are you planning on the new website?
April 4th, 3rd, thank you. It's a Wednesday. I keep saying April 4th, 3rd. Yes.
it's not the
We're
first.
very excited. The team has been working very hard to get that up and going. So you're going to be I believe that the community will be very happy with this.
Any other questions?
Not anymore.
All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That's, all right. Now we got to move back to
So,
workshop.
I think there was a miscommunication on timing, so I'm going to present the workshop. Inside the new budget or the new outline of Correct. It's this blue sheet here. What I want to do is I worked with Workshop to condense this a little bit more. We present prior to us actually launching our media, and we give a lot away. We allow our competitors to see our roadmap. And so this particular layout does not do that because this is an open meeting. It shares all of these details. So you'll see that this is different from priors, but if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. To kind of walk you through, this particular presentation goes through the process of what we do, how we decide, how we go through and make decisions on the media plan, the themes we are looking at for the spring and summer, the tactics we look at, as well as the media plan itself. To give you an idea, the process starts with a kickoff with us that we identify and review different target audiences. We look at analytics. We look at messaging and goals as well as budgets. We then go into the media plan build. This looks at the shared media, the media plan that we do internally. We also have a print media plan that we manage internally, as well as a social media plan that we handle internally as well. Dedicated, our staff internally manages all of our social media platforms. And then through that process, we then have a approval of a media plan. Then we get the assets developed to address and so that the agency can develop their assets for that. And then they do the creative build. They do the mock-ups and then review them with us and we do approvals. Then they do the campaign setup. So for example, again, I'm going to get techie with you. There's digital things that happen on the inside. What that is we're tagging. For lack of better words, we're tagging things so we can better manage it and better see the results of how well our performances are. The great thing about digital is we can change instantaneously at that particular time. So if a campaign's not working, we can pivot and change that, whether it's via the media or whether it's via the print ads that we're doing, whether it's via the particular target audience, so on and so forth. Then we have a campaign launch, but once a campaign launches, it doesn't end there. We have management, again, looking at those analytics, making sure that they're reaching the people that we want to reach. We update that information. Then we go in campaign reporting. This goes into an in-depth review of where we were and how well we've done with our campaign. So looking at our spring and summer themes, again, these are top line. As we spoke before, we are launching a new website. We are very excited. I will tell you this, one thing that happens when you launch a new website, and many of the people in this room understand that, our review goes down because Google, just for lack of better words, kind of combs through our site to see if we're an authoritative content provider. Therefore, they want to know that the information we're providing is real. And so they'll comb through our site to make sure that the information we have is on target. So we're going to dip. I'm just going to say we're going to dip right off the bat, but the goal is to increase over the months ahead. Outdoor recreation is a huge thing for us come the spring and summer months. Attractions as well as events, as we all know. Event is a big topic. God bless you. I'm not going to go further into details on this, but the digital tactics, some descriptions, television is just what that is. It's been the same way since the television first was invented. But connected TV is a digital way to view certain stations. Basically, you go through your internet versus the live TV, and you're using all these different providers. My favorite is Fubo TV because it has all of my sports. So there's your little sidebar. We have digital video. That is, we get to put ads on other digital sites. Paid social. We serve them up on other people's platforms. Native advertising. This is, let's say you're reading the Times Union and in the middle of it, you see a sponsored ad. And therefore, through that sponsored ad, you might see something about the marketing or what we're doing here in Lake George area. So it'll be a little story about family fun. And so whenever you see sponsored ad, just know that it's not produced by the Times Union or wherever you're reading. It's actually produced by that sponsor who sponsors that. Google Ads, these are very important. This is what helps us elevate ourselves in the search for text, video, and search ads, and then retargeting. So those that came to our site, we want to make sure that they might not have come to our site and searched it all the way, and so we want to bring them back. How am I doing, ladies?
Great.
Yeah, and then, last thing is, this is the last page, which is our general strategy. This is the bigger piece that we have changed, to kind of give an overview of our geographic targets. We are identifying some designated marketing areas, and this is top line. There are some funnels that we are going to hit even harder, and that's based on our analytics. We have a great program, Visa Data, that we're able to look at from the last couple of years that tell us what markets are spending more dollars here. And we're looking to target those. And therefore, I don't want to give away our roadmap here. So our DMAs that we're looking at is New York, Albany, Syracuse, Utica, Rochester, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Boston, Springfield, and Hartford. These are major networks, major designated market areas. I'm not telling you how granular we are going to get. And then our Canadian market obviously is Montreal. And this does not include any international marketing that we are doing. That's a whole nother world that we will do at another time. Our flights, because we are putting spring and summer into one marketing plan. Our spring is April 1st to April 30th. And our summer is May 1st to July 3rd, and then a second run from July 8th to August 4th. One of the things that I want to point out here is we may stagger some of our media, our paid media in the beginning of April because of the launch of our new website, which is very different than what we do in the past. And then this gives you a preview of what our paid media is within this pie chart here. I will tell you this is just what our agency of record for paid media does. This does not include the additional dollars we put into paid social. This does not include the additional monies we put into our print ads. So I want to make sure that you understand that although this looks like a pretty pie chart and it's, television and connected TV still is the way that families do connect and look for different ways to travel. But this is not the whole picture. This is just what we do with our agency of record workshop. So with that, did I leave anything out, ladies? I think we excellent. And I want to thank you guys for readjusting this and working with me. Are there any questions?
Anybody have any questions on, especially the pie chart? No? Do you
There's
want
no
them to,
approval that is needed on this.
are you
It's just
finished? Are you want them to say anything or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody questions?
All right. No questions? Thank you. Thank you, lady. And thank you for coming down. All right, next, we have no referrals. I'm going to open the privilege to the floor. Anybody like to make any comments, speak to the tourism board and OCTAC board? Yes.
I have a question for Lake George folks. If you have any advanced knowledge or anticipation of economic impacts for two different events, one, the eclipse, and two, the Belmont Stakes. I'm told that the Albany area is sold out for Belmont Stakes, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Actually, I can just say, we can
Can you
send.
come up to the mic, please? Gina?
We've been watching the Zartico data specifically on the Eclipse and on the Belmont Stakes. So we know some of our hotels are already sold out specifically for both Eclipse Sunday night or the whole weekend. I kind of am not prepared to show that to you right now, but we have that. We've been looking at that already in our Zartico data to see that advance, what's happening already. And we just purchased some additional data so we could be watching that and to show in the future. But Belmont, really, that began right as soon as those
Crazy.
tickets were announced. Exit 18 filled up first, and then slowly it's been moving north. Albany filled up, Clifton Park, obviously, better hotels in the Albany market. So your branded hotels from the Renaissance to the Albany Marriott the larger brands, and then the better Hilton properties before it moved to us, honestly. Our branded hotels, I'm looking at the, what you guys have seen. Our Courtyard is already sold out. Sam and I, we looked at the Zartico data for that to see, Amadeus is a platform within our Zartico where we could see who was already sold out or who took their inventory out, so they didn't put it on what we would call the OTAs, which are the, online travel agencies. So people are getting you to book direct because they're not going to give away those dollars to the online travel agencies. So we've looked at that. I do not have any advanced air DNA data to know what's already purchased for those, the Airbnbs, VRBOs. But we're already feeling that compression in the market. But I can send something to Heather that we can walk through so that she can better explain that to the committee so that you would have a better idea of that in advance.
Next month, we'll have the report after the eclipse, and we'll have before the Belmont.
Yeah, but the eclipse is really coming out that whole weekend, and we know that even schools are having that Monday off in addition to their regular winter break, or I mean, their spring break after Easter.
Yeah,
So we're seeing that as well.
I agree. Great talk. Because I keep in touch with a lot of people in Saratoga. And if the horse that wins the first two is the one that comes there, they'll be booking in New York City, I think. But down in Saratoga and around my reports and up in Buffalo, I get up in there. Rooms are going for $1,000 a night, if not more. And there's no rooms available in within 25 miles of Saratoga right now. That was a report I just got the other day. So if you don't have a reservation, check with our county, because we could still check with hotels and maybe get help some people if they really want to come. Gina, that was good. I had you on my list first to speak, so you did a good. You have anything else that you?
Nope, all
Okay, I'd like to see maybe Amy Collins from Glens Falls. Would you like to give any kind of report to try to keep you up in the loop of this? Hey.
Sure. I mean, this weekend was a great weekend for Glens Falls and the community. Certainly wanted to congratulate 27-0 Glens Falls Black Bears, but I also really wanted to recognize North Warren too, because that was such a wonderful day. And the arena, when you see Jeff Mead picking up garbage between games, that really resonated with me. That's a real leader. So
Pictures.
I didn't take any pictures, but it made me feel like I should be picking up garbage. So I did lend a hand.
Chips.
But yes, free chips. They were kind of neon chips.
They were kind of hot.
Yeah. But our community is so blessed, and I'd be happy to do a program every month if you're willing to have me. So
Is there a parade coming?
there is a parade a week from Wednesday, but I didn't want to mention the parade because I'm a group hugger, and I really wanted to recognize all the state champions and have a champions parade. So, but right now it's happening Wednesday, March 27th, and at 5 o'clock it begins. So I'll have more information about that, but we have a lot of, we're really being recognized for our sports. So in this area. So it's great. It goes along with everything. We also have some good news on South Street moving forward on the Market Center. Yesterday too, the governor announced some funding for tax credits. So we're hopeful for approval for our tax credits on South Street with Mr. Bonaccio. Does anybody have any questions about the city? Or the bicycles are out again, so we see the kids on the bikes, trying to, stop them and have a visit with them as well. Anybody else? Nancy's here. Thank you, Supervisor Turner.
Welcome. I'm just trying to get a banner ordered.
A banner, yes. Well, and Wingfest is coming. We'll talk about Wingfest in April.
Well, for the
Right.
boys.
For the, Okay.
Amy,
Yeah.
thank you for your
Yeah.
report, and I'm gonna try to keep you on every
Yeah,
month.
please do, and I'll
Way
be better
we,
prepared.
we find out a lot what's going on, and thanks to
I
Gina,
got
we
to hang
find
out
out
with-
from the CBV.
Heather Bagshaw at the basketball game, so that was really, and a couple other county employees, so love to show that every now.
All right.
Thank you all.
How
for-
about TV8? Maybe you got something real quick, add to this, meeting?
They've got a big, they're presented our next meeting.
Okay, so we'll wait for the next meeting. Anybody else would like to speak? Because we're running along here, we're on time for a change, and everything's going well. So if there's no other, I'm sorry,
It has to end early.
Yeah. if there's no other, because we have a luncheon in Lake George on the bus tour, people. So I need a motion adjourned. Mr. Strainer. Mr. Stroud, Mr. Strainer. All in favor?